Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'll be looking at the CSEC Integrated Science May June 2019 paper 1. But if you're visiting my channel for the very first time, welcome. And please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you know when new videos are uploaded. Also, please give this video a like by pressing that thumbs up button. Also, when you do that, that actually allow this video to reach as many students as possible. So let us get into this paper. The answers are being provided. So this is going to be a quick video. The first question says the structure responsible for the transfer of characteristics from parents to offspring is found in the answer is B chromosome. 2. Which of the following structures is responsible for energy production in an animal? The answer is C mitochondria. Number 3. So item 3 refers to the following diagrams which display seeds under different conditions in 4 test tubes plugged with cotton 2. So there you have it. So 3 says, in which test tube is germination most likely to take place? The answer is B2. As it says, the best conditions for germination is 1, there should be water or moisture. 2, a suitable temperature, a room temperature between 27 degrees Celsius or 28 degrees. Or 3, air or oxygen should be available. 4, which part of the flower is the site where male gametes are produced? The answer is C, anther. Items 5 to 6 refer to the following hormones. A. Adrenaline. B. Insulin. C. Testosterone. D. Progesterone. In answering items 5 to 6, each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. 5. Which hormone regulates the level of blood sugar in humans? The answer is B. Insulin. 6. Which hormone is produced in emergency situations? The answer is A. Adrenaline. 7. Which of the following processes are associated with excretion by the kidneys? 1. Evaporation. 2. Filtration. 3. Reabsorption. So the answer is C, 2 and 3 only. 8. The release of an egg from the ovary is called, we know the answer is A, ovulation. 9. Which of the following statements concerning respiration is true? The answer is C, aerobic respiration requires oxygen, while anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen. 10. Condoms and diaphragm caps are examples of the method of birth control known as? The answer is A, barrier. Let's go on to question number 11. 11 says, which of the following components of blood protects the body by engulfing bacteria? The answer is D, white blood cell. 12. Item 12 refers to the following diagram which shows several structures in the eye. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So the number 1, it says, the first question says, which structure is responsible for carrying impulses to the brain? The answer is 3, the optic nerve. 13, the most effective method used in controlling pests is the A, use of traps, B, use of chemicals, C, use of another organism, or D, eradication of their breeding places. The answer would be D. So your choice is between B and D. So D, eradication of their breeding places. 14, the amount of water entering the tissues of the body is controlled by? The answer is D, osmoregulation. 15, Which method of birth control is least effective in preventing pregnancies? A. Barrier, B. Natural, C. Surgical, or D. Hormonal? The answer is B. Natural. 16. Which of the following blood groups has no antigen? The answer is C. O. Now, and you have seen. So group A has antigen A, group B antigen B. Group A, B have both antigen A and B. So we know group O has no antigen. Item 17 refers to the following diagram of the human digestive tract. 17. Hydrochloric acid is produced in, we know that's in the stomach too. Let's go on to number 18. It says sperm is stored in the A. testes, B. urethra, C. prostate gland, D. seminal vesicle. We know the answer is A. testes. Item 19 refers to the following diagram of a simple food chain. We know we have A. plant, then animal 1, then animal 2, then animal 3. The herbivore in this food chain is B. animal 1. Because plant is the producer, animal 1 is the herbivore, animal 2 carnivore 1, and animal 3 carnivore 2. 20 says, white light is separated into its component colors by a process of dispersion using A. ray box, B. glass prism, C. color wheel, or D. chromatograph. So we know that the answer is B. glass prism. 21. Which of the following are disadvantages of using plastic bags? 1. They are usually non-biodegradable. 2. They may form toxic gases when burned. 3. They may collect water and breed mosquitoes when discarded. The answer is D. 1, 2, and 3. 22 says, the rusting of iron is an example of A. reduction, B. oxidation, C. precipitation, D. neutralization. The answer is B. oxidation, because we know iron plus water plus oxygen gives us rust, which is an oxidation reaction. 23. Which of the following sequences correctly represents the order of the processes involved in the reproduction and growth of plants? The correct answer is C. pollination, fertilization, then germination. 24. Solar energy is transferred through space by? The answer is A. radiation. B says convection, C says conduction, D says evaporation. So the answer is A. radiation. 25. Which of the following formula is used to calculate the mechanical advantage of a machine? We know that MA is equal to load over dividing to effort. So A would be our answer. Let's go to number 26. So here item 26 refers to the following diagram of a thermometer. So there we have it. So it says the part labeled 1 is we know that is the bulb. So C would be the answer. 27. Plastic is usually used in electrical plugs because it A is fairly strong, B has a low density, C is a poor conductor of heat energy, D is a poor conductor of electricity. The answer is D. 28 says, the following data were obtained in an experiment investigating the soil pH in which different crops grow best. Which crop grow best in neutral soil? The answer is A, 6.0 to 8.0. So that's the answer for 28. Item 29 refers to the following diagram of a spanner. The spanner is an example of A, a lever, B, a pulley, C, an inclined plane, D, a hydraulic press. The answer is A, a lever. Let's go on to number 30. It says, which of the following energy conversions takes place during the process of photosynthesis? A, heat to light, B, light to kinetic, C, chemical to heat, or D, light to chemical. We know the answer is D, light to chemical. We know that light energy from sunlight change into chemical energy in food? 31. Item 31 refers to the following diagram of an athlete jumping over a hurdle. What type of energy is the athlete using to jump over the hurdle? We know that is C, kinetic. We know kinetic energy is associated with any type of movement. Let's go to 32. Item 32 refers to the following diagram, which represents an analog meter used to measure the amount of electricity used. So what is the reading on the meter? So it is 15,487 kilowatts. So the answer is A. 33 says, which of the following energy changes takes place in a power station that uses natural gas? A, kinetic to heat, B, electrical to heat, C, kinetic to chemical, or D, chemical to electrical. We know chemical energy in natural gas is converted to electricity or electrical energy. Let's go to 34. The function of a fuse in a circuit is to, the answer is D, to protect the components in the circuit if the current gets too large. So that's the answer for 34. Let's go on to 35. It says the following diagram shows a pair of tongues with labels 1, 2, 3, and 4. In which of the labeled position is the effort usually applied? So right away, based on, we know 1 is fulcrum, 2 effort, and 4 load. So the answer is 2. 36 says, which of the following substances do not form a solution with water? 1, sugar, 2, flour, 3, sand. So our answer would be C, 2 and 3. Let's go on to number 37. Electrical wires are usually coated with plastic or rubber so that they A, can be easily installed, B, are properly insulated, C, can be easily packaged, or D, are protected from breakage. The answer would be B, are properly insulated. Let's go to 38. Which of the following forms of suspension in water? A, salt, B, soil, C, sugar, D, oxygen. The answer is B, soil. 39. Liquids and gases expand when they are heated and contract when they are cooled. These properties are used by the D, mercury thermometer. 40 says, decayed organic matter in soil is called, we know the answer is B, humus. Let's go to 41. 41 says a refrigerator has a rating of 0.45 kilowatts. The electricity used in kWh, we know what that represents by this refrigerator for 1 day is equal to, so we know the amount of electricity used equal the rating power or wattage times time. So that would be 0.45 times 24 hours, which is 1 day. So the answer would be C. 42 says, the type of energy contained in fossil fuels is, we know the answer is D, chemical. Solar energy from light, kinetic energy from moving objects, electrical energy from electricity, and chemical energy from all fuels, foods, and some acids and some chemicals. So D would be our answer. 43. A substance X has a pH of 2. This means that X is, the answer is C, an acid. We know acid is under pH of 7. Alkali or base is over pH 7. Distilled water or salts or neutral is pH 7. So 44 says, there are limits to the there are limits to the height and mass of material which can be transported by a vehicle. The reason for this is A, to ensure that the vehicle's center of gravity is not raised beyond safe limits. So the answer is A. And the reason the center of gravity of an object is the point on the object where all of the weight is concentrated. The lower the center of gravity is to the ground, the more stable, harder to topple over the object is. 45. Which of the following fishing methods is least efficient for commercial purposes? A. Drift net. B. Trawl net. C. Hand line. D. Long line. The answer is C. Hand line. 46 says, the force which acts on all bodies in water, causing them to appear to have less weight is called? The answer is A. Upthrust. 47. Earthworms found living in a compost heap are correctly classified as D. Decomposers. 48. Item 48 refers to the following diagrams, which show an experiment to measure the rate at which water drains in clay, loam, and sand. So when we take a look at our diagram, 1, we realize sand will drain the most fastest. Soil 2, the loam drainage is in between. And soil 3, clay will drain the least or the slowest. So 48 says, which of the following conclusions is most likely to be true? A, soil 1 is loam. B, soil 2 is sandy soil. 3, C, soil 3 is clay. D, soil 3 is sandy soil. So the answer is C, soil 3 is clay. Let's go to 49. 49 says, seawater can be made fit for drinking by the process of A, filtration, B, distillation, C, evaporation, or D, neutralization. The answer is B, distillation. 50 says, which of the following is not associated with the use of fossil fuels? The answer is A, erosion. Item 51 refers to the following diagram, which illustrates a body P that revolves around the sun and another body R that revolves around P. So 51, which of the following terms best describes R? So we know R is satellite. So D would be our answer. So, and as we give the explanation, and P would be planet, so we know R is a satellite. And there are two types of satellites, natural satellites, example the moon, and artificial satellites, example a communication satellite, which is man-made. Let's go to 52. So, 52 says the direction in which the plane is moving is Y to X. The answer is B. So the reason the plane would always move in a direction opposite to which the air is leaving engine, remember there is always an opposite reaction with equal force. Items 53 to 54 refer to the following methods of water purification. A, distillation. B, filtration. C, chlorination. D, sedimentation. In answering items 53 to 54, each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. 53. Which method involves the settling of heavy suspended material? The answer is D, sedimentation. 54. Which method involves the boiling and condensing of water? The answer is A, distillation. 55. Which of the following is not an alternative source of energy? The answer is C, candle. Candle is a form of fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are not considered as alternative source of energy. Let's go to 56. So item 56 refers to the following diagram showing the methods of heat transfer. So here it says the method of heat transfer through the metal rod is A. Radiation, B. Convection, C. Conduction, D. Evaporation. No, we know the answer would be C. Conduction, because conduction in all it takes place in all solids. Example, metals, wood. Convection is in liquids and gases, example, water and air. And radiation through empty space, example, through a vacuum, a space with absolutely nothing in it. So let's go to 57. The eye of the hurricane is the answer is A, center of the hurricane. And we know too that the eye is the calmest part of the hurricane. 58 to 59. Item 58 to 59 refer to the following diagram of the solar system. So Earth is labeled at, we know based on our label, it is at W, because we know that here Pluto, but as we know, Pluto is no longer considered as a planet. Then we have Neptune, Uranus, then we have Saturn at Z, then we have at Y, Jupiter, which is the largest planet. Then at X is Mars, then at W is Earth, and then we have Venus, then Mercury. So we see the order in which the planets are in our solar system. 59 says Saturn is labeled, so we already did discover that based on what we said, it is at Z. 60, your final question. An electrician may use rubber gloves to hold a live electrical wire because the gloves act as A, an insulator and will conduct the current, B, a conductor and will not allow the current to pass through, C, a conductor and conducts the current away from the gloves, D, an insulator and does not allow current to pass through. So the answer would be D. So this is it. We have come to the end of the CSEC Integrated Science May June 2019 paper 1. Thank you so much for watching.